They say the rich have a strange form of entertainment, the sensory deprivation tank, invented by Timothy Leary. Salt water at body temperature, complete silence and darkness. After some time, a person disconnects from the outside world and is left alone with their consciousness. But if you're just an ordinary 11-year-old Indian boy, you can create your own version of a sensory deprivation tank much more easily. Just take a deep breath and float with your arms spread wide in the warm waters of the Kshipra River. It's exactly what the man I met this morning in Indore used to do in his childhood. Dr. Omanan, guru and head of a local ashram, he smiles, his eyes full of wisdom. For the past 20 years, he has been running this place, both an ashram and an institute for studying yoga. Simple rooms with air conditioning and hot water, a large hall for group meditations, a classroom with desks and a whiteboard, a physiotherapy room, and an enormous library filled with books in different languages, an austere room for Guruji himself, which he shares with his wife. As a child, Dr. Omanan had a chance encounter with his future mentor. He was drifting in the river, arms and legs spread wide, when the head of one of India's yoga schools, Swami Paramandan, happened to be driving across a bridge above him. Anyone else might have shaken their head and moved on. But Swami stopped his car and ordered the boy to be pulled out of the water. And so, young Omanan met his guru. He spent 15 years training under him and was later given his blessing to lead the ashram, turning it into a center for the scientific study of yoga philosophy. And here I was, open at first just to get my body in shape with exercise and meditation. Guruji's smiling wife, Sunita, greeted me at breakfast. She took one look at my exhausted face, my dark circles under the eyes, and knowingly handed me a cup of Indian tea, strong black tea with milk. A wave of life surged through my veins. I had barely slept. Jet lag and racing thoughts had woken me up at 4 a.m. I sat in the dark dining hall, listening to the dawn songs of unfamiliar Indian birds, thinking about imagination. Imagination, could it be our way of understanding the world? But what kind of knowledge does it represent? Empirical knowledge is based on experience and sensory perception, but imagination goes beyond that. It can create images we have never seen, such as another person's thoughts. Theoretical knowledge systematizes experience, but imagination doesn't always fit neatly into its frameworks. Rationalism relies on logic, but imagination often defies reason. Mysticism speaks of intuition and divine revelations, but we don't imagine just to seek God's truth. We do it simply because we can. So, imagination doesn't obey the rules that govern other forms of knowledge. It exists in its own universe, guided by some mysterious creative impulse. I wish I could understand that impulse, unravel its nature. I stand before Guruji and his wife, sleep-deprived, flabby from American fast food and a sedentary lifestyle. I'm dressed in synthetic sportswear from some chain store. Without a word, Guruji hands me a simple cotton shirt and sends me to class to study asanas and breathing techniques. The students here are from all over the world. They are all fit, healthy, flexible, like thoroughbred racehorses. I try to sit cross-legged on my yoga mat and immediately realize that the titanium plates in my spine have other plans. The day begins. Class, more classes, physical training, anatomy, physiology. The theoretical subjects are easy for me. My medical background helps, but the asanas, my body is crying out for change. The scent of food drifts in from the kitchen. Indore is a paradise for vegetarians. There's a region in India called the Cow Belt, the central part of the country, where people have chosen not to eat meat, not because religion forbids them, but because the land here provides so much plant-based protein that there's simply no need for killing. Lentils, chickpeas, peas, dal, an endless variety of flavors and nutrients. I savor my meal and wonder, why do we kill animals at all? Who decided that humans can't survive without animal protein? Here I am, surrounded by people who have never eaten meat in their lives, and they are radiant with health and energy. I study their faces, looking for any sign of deficiency, but there's none. They are strong, thriving. If you think about it, the meat industry is one of the most violent and destructive forces in our world. Millions of animals are slaughtered every year. Forests are burned down to make room for livestock. Tons of grain are grown just to feed cattle, while millions of people go hungry. And yet, nature has already given us everything we need to survive without killing. At the end of the day, exhausted, I collapse onto my bed, my mind brimming with new thoughts. This world around me feels almost unreal. Is it really possible to live this simply? To exist without killing animals, without honking angrily in traffic, without chasing illusions? Just before sleep takes me, a thought lingers. Maybe imagination isn't just the ability to create new worlds. Maybe it's a tool that helps us see reality as it could be. The ideal we should all be striving for, like a flower reaching for the sun, knowing it will never touch it, yet stretching toward it anyway.
I stretch my hands into the sky, hoping to touch a dream so high. My roots are deep, but I still try to catch the warmth before I die. Reaching for a light I'll never hold, the endless story time has told. Though I can't touch the golden hue, I find my purpose shining through. The petals bloom despite the ache, a quiet vow I'll never break. The sun may tease with fleeting grace, but I rise in endless chase, reaching for a light I'll never hold, the endless story time has told. Though I can't touch the golden hue, I find my purpose shining through. The ground may keep my body bound, yet still I rise without a sound. For every moment I am here, I chase the sun to calm